Afternoon all. How are we all doing? How's everybody doing? Tuesday afternoon. What fun. Market's not really done much this morning. Bit up, bit down. I've had to move my chat. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to move my chat up there for the time being. And then I can look up there. But I'm going to have to move my chat over there because we're going to do a bit of futures this afternoon. And I'm going to need my entire screen for futures because it's is the entire screen. So yeah, hello everybody. Afternoon, David, Michael, Rob. Goedemiddag. Goedemiddag. Hello, Eric, Tim, Tarmo, even. Dollar gonna fill the gap? I don't know. Afternoon, Eric. Afternoon, Diamond. Virginia, Guido, Derp, Yarp. Afternoon. So yeah, not a lot really moved today. Still banked my 0.5% from this morning. I don't know if the other sets have done much today. Yeah, done 1% on the H1 hedging set file. That's looking good, that H1 hedging set file. 12% in 2 weeks on 1.5% drawdown. So yeah, liking that forward test, going well. Afternoon, James. Afternoon, Baggy. Afternoon, Brian. Afternoon, Kenny. Afternoon, Adipina. Gabriel, I'll call you. How's it going? Mean reversions banked 0.25%. H1 is banked that. 0.5% roughly on ADR reversals. So all doing pretty well. Everything making money. DAX, if you got on it this morning on the opening range breakout. Very nice. However, it was quite pulley backy. So if you were using a trailing stop on it this afternoon, this morning, you likely got stopped out on that. So NASDAQ, we've got some whacking great propulsion gap targets to the upside this afternoon. That one there, which I've put in manually because it was not quite accurately measured. But so yeah, we've got a lot of upside targets on the NASDAQ. Looking at it from a support resistance perspective, we're kind of within a 5-day range at the moment. So from obviously FOMC, was it FOMC? Rate announcement, whatever that was on that Friday. This is 1, 2, 3, 4th day. So we're in our 4th day sideways. We've got the lows basically down here at 12556 and the highs up there. And then we've got highs, we've got a few other highs to aim for. So really tricky to know if that's going to go up or down today. So we will see. Timo, best time of the day when Leah's streaming. You got nothing else to do. It's a shame. Magnus. God def to dig. You two, whatever you said. Afternoon, Fletch. Brian, get your towels ready. Afternoon, Dwee. Right, so we're going to spend a bit of time. News-wise, there wasn't a lot of news this morning, a bit flat. News-wise this afternoon, we've got 2 o'clock President Lagarde speaking. That's in the past. She's already spoken. We've got consumer confidence at 3 o'clock this afternoon, which is in half an hour after the open. So that is the only news event we've got this afternoon. We need to keep an eye on that, basically. May or may not have an impact. We will see. So that's it for news. Nothing exciting there at all. So yeah, there's the NASDAQ. We'll watch that. I've got the futures all set up, ready to go. On Confusion Land. So this is Jigsaw. This is Confusion Land for most people. Yeah, going to trade this afternoon for a little bit. I'll Sorry, let me just get rid of the phone. Get rid of my phone. I will, let me just get, sorry, I need my laptop open as well. It's too many things going on at once. Just need to get that up as well. There we go. Right. So yeah, so basically going to do a bit of futures this afternoon. Now I've got the heat map and I can see what's going on. I'll answer questions along the way, but for the start, we'll go back and watch the open on MT4 and just see where it goes. We've got 3 minutes to the open. The way you talk is like a roaring fire. Is my mic pickup too high? Am I too loud? Is that what you're saying? Hang on. I'll turn myself down. Is that better? Am I more of a burning ember now than a roaring fire? There you go. That's a roaring fire. That's my impression of the roaring fire. Afternoon, Joaquin. Clips. What do you think of New Zealand dollar CAD? Well, I'm long on it at the moment from support, but could go either way. That it obviously is going either way, as you can see. So yeah, shorted it there, longed it there, shorted it there, longing it now. It's going up and down. As long as it goes up and down, I will be in and out. I don't know. It's in the middle at the moment. Where RSI is getting extended, so long term, this could go anywhere at the moment. So. Don't know. Honest answer. Fresh haircut, Adam. Yeah, had that done the weekend. Looks like colour blindness testing chart. Yep. You will go colourblind if you trade it for too long. Looks like my first coding project. Gold, please. Depends where the US dollar goes this afternoon. Up if US dollar goes down. Down if US dollar goes up. We've got 2 propulsion gaps to target. One at the high. One at ADR. So we've got an ADR target to the downside. We've got an ADR target about 3/4 of an ADR to the upside. And then obviously we've got highs. Right now it's bang in the middle of nowhere, so not interested. ADRs today, none. Nothing's moved. So there's nothing on ADR at all. RSI is pretty much the same as we looked at this morning. Euro Swiss nicely extended to the upside. We're above 80 now. So next reverse alert short on that. I shall be in a second. So that looks good. Nicely extended to the upside. Beautiful big propulsion gap target to the downside on that one. Just had a reverse alert to the upside. Obviously, it's a long overall, but it's very mixed. It's a Swiss franc. Swiss franc will go up and down violently whenever it fancies. So at the moment, though, nicely extended on the hourly RSI. So just looking for a pullback on that profit take. So it's this move here, just looking for a pullback on that. We've got this huge propulsion gap to the downside to target as well. So looks good as a short. Euro, US dollar, extended to the upside, hourly, M5 reversal alert. You've already had it this morning out of that propulsion gap there. So nice looking shorts. Market's open. I can tell because it's all gone crazy. There's your 15-minute pre-market. I'm 99% sure we're doing that. Really want to just hit the long button, but I'm not going to. So really fancy that long. Euro US dollar, pound Swiss, extended to the upside, not great extension. Same as New Zealand dollar Swiss, not great extension. So there's not really a lot to look at. Everything that I'm kind of in, I'm in, just waiting for stuff to play out. Pound CAD, aggressive drawdown control that I did, still in it. Look, so this is the aggressive drawdown control position entry there. We've basically gone into profit on it, gone into drawdown on it, gone into profit on it, gone into drawdown on it, back to break even. 2 days sideways, waiting for it to come down into this propulsion gap. So I feel like it's short, but just not going anywhere. A lot of selling coming in. Oh, we haven't got tick strike on. How the hell am I going to put tick strike on? Tell you what we'll do. We'll refresh that. Put that on. There we go. Is that too loud? That's right. I'll minimize that then. Yeah, so that's about it on that. Nasdaq is out the lows on the pre-market 15. I would wait for the 5-minute open, but we are selling straight into potential support, which they will buy up. So just be aware of that down there. Okay, let me just move that over there. Afternoon, Luke. Is it true that Fiat first 2 weeks of April is rotational low volatility slog every year? I have no idea. Couldn't tell you. Never done any kind of testing on that. So go test it. Have a look. Watch the morning session afterwards. You showed some sentiment bias charts. Unfortunately, your monitor covered a lot of it. Perhaps put it to above. Well, I covered a lot, so I need to go up there, yeah? I never know where to put myself. You have to tell me. If I'm getting in the way of stuff, you'd have to tell me. Or just turn myself off. EU South in play, hopefully, yeah. A lot of selling coming in at the moment. You can see. But we'll see if they hold these lows. Pound yen. Don't know nothing at the moment on pound yen. It's bang in the middle. So you had your entry was yesterday here on the RSI extension, and you're out basically. Jeez, that's a big sell-off. Right, there's a massive 5-minute opening range today. Wow. Not quite sure what you would do with that, but I would imagine we're going to retrace that. So if you were going for pre-market 15 today, you had a 17 pip stop, which is a, where my calculator, solar calculator, useless. No sun in the UK. 25 pips. So you're looking for 25 pips short. You've got that, haven't you? Easy. There you go, 34. So if you took the opening rate breakout short on the pre-market 15, well done. That's the second one. So the one this morning on the DAX worked. The one this afternoon has worked beautifully on the Nasdaq as well. Opening range breakout kicking ass at the moment, which is nice. Afternoon outro. Top left corner. Okay, above is better than. Yeah, I need to put you in the bottom corner though for futures because wow, that's a big opening range on the 5-minute. Because otherwise you're not going to be able to see the footprint chart, which is top left. So I'm going to put you over the S&P 500 chart. Okay, so we're tapping straight into support down there. What is that support? That's yesterday's low. Sorry, previous day's low, Friday's low. We just tap straight into it. Here come the buyers. Right, let's have a look at the future start. So there's your 5-minute opening range in. Yeah, so if you're going to take the 5-minute opening range break. Now, there's your low, there's your high. So that's a big old range to play in today. Very big selling at the beginning, but obviously you can hear all the buyers coming in now. So, all right, let's flick over to the futures. So, for those of you who don't know, this is Jigsaw. Jigsaw is a heat mapping tool for futures market. So this is basically the ladder. Give you a little guided tour. Well, everything might be a bit small because this is running on a massive monitor because I need a lot of space for this. So, but this is your market profile, which shows you where all the orders are executed. So basically futures, when you're trading futures, this is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange feed that you're watching. So this tells us everything that is happening in the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. It shows us every single order being placed in the market, as you can see here. I'll explain this bit in a minute. But there's your footprint, which basically shows you, so you can see here we're making new lows on the day. We're going out the bottom. Nobody's traded any volume down here. Therefore, there's no market profile. This is orders coming into the market. These big red block that you're seeing in the top right-hand corner, that's the NASDAQ. The middle is the Dow. The bottom is the S&P 500. So that shows there's a lot of selling coming into the NASDAQ. There's a little bit of buying coming in here on the S&P, a little bit of buying coming in here on the Dow, much more block selling coming in on the NASDAQ, which is why this thing's popping down hard. Yeah, so there's a big sell-off in the NAS at the open. Up here, you've got the chart for the NASDAQ. Yeah, so that's the chart for the NASDAQ. This is split into two sections. You have this little green dotted line. Can't really see it very well. We make it big. Why is it not moving over? Don't know. It's not moving over. But anyway, so I will put that back because it's not moving over. It's not going to help in any way, shape, or form. So it's split into two sections, basically. Yeah. So left-hand section here is the Globex session, which is called the Globex session. So this is the pre-market open. And then this section here is the New York Open. So this is from now. This is Globex. So this is the automated trading. This is market trading that we're in now. So it splits it into two market profiles. So I can see where the market traded before the open, and I can see what happened after the open. This is the Dow Jones chart, and this down here is the S&P 500. So I've got a complete market overview of all the indices. I can see what orders are going where, when they're going, what size the orders are, and I can see where the market's been. I can also see all of the orders currently sitting in the market. In the form of this. Yeah, so this is basically a heat map of every order that's been placed in the market and the size of those orders. It also shows me where the orders are currently sitting in the market as well. So these red blocks here show me that there's a big batch of sell orders sitting there, 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 and there. And buy orders, there's a big batch of buy orders sitting on the lows here. This big blue block down here, that's a big batch of buy orders. So when we're trading futures, I'm just going to turn that down a little bit. It's a bit too in your face. Don't want it that big. So when we're trading futures, what we're looking for is the liquidity in the market. So the market moves from liquidity to liquidity. So if you look at the chart here, yeah, you can see what we've just had put in is a propulsion gap. Bang, bang. Yeah, so you see that propulsion gap there? That's what we normally see on our charts, wide range bar. And if you look on the market here, yeah, this is that propulsion gap there and down. Yeah, so this area of light liquidity basically is the propulsion gap. So what we're looking for is basically for price to trade back up into the propulsion gap at some point, and basically use the market to tell us where it's going to go. So the market moves from liquidity to liquidity, filling orders. So what we're doing is basically looking at where the orders are in the market. So we can see there's a big batch of orders here. It's just moved. There's a big batch of orders there, batch of orders there. So if the market needs to fill orders, it's going to move up into these areas. It always seeks liquidity. So you're trading from liquidity to liquidity. I'm using tick strike to hear when the buyers and the sellers are coming into the market, and using this over here on the right to see when the orders are coming in as well. So there you go. That's a quick overview of Jigsaw. So now you know exactly how to trade futures, obviously. I'll leave myself in the bottom left. Let me move myself. I'm going to make myself a bit smaller just so you can see the chart for the S&P 500 as well. Outro took the pre-market 5. Good job. Got stopped out long. You shouldn't have got a long. It didn't go long. It just went down, didn't it? Huge range, yeah. So be careful with this range today. Very tricky. What do you think of this opening range? Big. Ain't it arse in the UK? Yeah. Never buy a solar powered calculator when you live somewhere you don't get sun. My fault. Is that the cumulative delta on the bottom, Brian? Yeah. So down the bottom here, we've got volume. So I can see volume spikes, and this is cumulative delta. So this basically shows me out of all the volume here, which way the vast majority of that volume is. So you can use cumulative delta for delta divergence. So when you see volume dropping and delta going up, quite often you'll get a reversal. It's good for spotting tops and bottoms in the market. So we're at the lows again. So I'm looking for an opportunity basically to jump in on a long, just for a quick mean reversion trade. So this is what this green area on the chart, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. This is colored green here, and this is colored purple, this part of the volume profile. So this is what we call a value area low. So this is an area, see it gets colored in. So this is now gone purple and this is green. So depending on the amount of volume that's put into the market, we get different colors in the volume profile. So when you get the volume profile trading hard in an area, so it's basically running up and down in an area like this, the value area high will be larger and the value area low will be larger. When it's running light liquidity like that, all the way up and down the ladder, you will have very small value area highs and lows. And these are areas which, if we're going to continue to go into rotation, this is where you buy back into the mean, and this is where you sell back into the mean. So it just highlights those areas for you. But on a day like this where it's collapsing out the lows, there isn't any value. It's just collapsing. So just wait. And not the safest trade, but now in a gold short. Well, I would say, I can't see the US dollar, but I would say the US dollar is pushing up at the moment because it's coming down on the indices. So I would say gold is probably a good short. A minute. So this is price. You can see these, I don't know, you probably can't see it on the chart. Let me just, let me turn the volume of the chart down a bit. Oh, wrong way. No, sorry, wrong one. Okay. So this is price basically moving up and down, up and down, up and down. What we're seeing here basically is inside of a candle. So this is all inside this 5-minute candle, all of this data that you're seeing here. So we can see where the areas, where the buyers and the sellers are. You can see this is all algorithmic buying and selling because of the spacing. These are bots or EAs or quants as they're called in the banks. These quants basically are averaging in and out of the market, just extracting money in and out, in and out, in and out all the time, constantly in and out, making absolutely shed loads of cash. What I'm interested in is large volume clusters where we see lots and lots and lots of buyers and sellers in the same place, because those will act as the magnets to draw price to and from. And areas of light liquidity as well. So like here, we've got an area of light volume here. So when we get to these areas, those will quite often act as areas that we'll trade in and out of. But in a minute, it's all over the gap. My eyes. Yeah, it's difficult on the eyes to start with, but when you get used to it. Easier. Test on 28 pairs with a hedging strategy. Going great so far, Hamza. Good man. Is that the H1 hedging set file or the 5 minute? If it's the H1, good. Outro out of your short. Good. So I'm not really seeing anything exciting at all at the minute. So all we've done is we've slammed out the bottom, rotating back up at the minute. So what I'm interested in is this propulsion gap that we formed. If we come back into here and I hear signs of selling, I will jump in on a short. But I can't see any areas. So there's a couple of areas of interest. Not really, actually. So large areas of selling. So these areas here basically are all large volume clusters. So we know there's a lot of sell orders sitting here. So some of these sell orders will be iceberg orders where they will hit the orders and they will just keep adding more and more and more volume. And we'll see more and more volume build up over here on the right. Basically, that's an iceberg is as it sounds. You hit it and then you drop back away from it. So what we're looking for is lots of buying into one of these big red blocks and price not actually managed to get any further. So it's selling off again. I might just get short. Just going to go one short. Just try a quick short down to the lows, basically. So all the way down to these lows and see if we can get down to the bottom. Morning, play salty games. Peeking into Ed 209's brain. Yes. How does Jigsaw compare to Bootcamp? It's pretty much the same thing. Same stuff, basically. But Jigsaw came first. Bootcamp is newer. Jigsaw was the original kind of heat mapping software for futures. So I don't think there's any better or worse. It's just preference, really. It all shows this is all the same data, isn't it? It's all futures data. There's a large block forming here. So I'm going to take another short. I'm going to pop it in now, actually. So yeah, it's all the same stuff. So we just bought on large volume there. So what I'm looking for is for us to come back down. Now we're in this propulsion gap here. So ideally, do not want this to break. If this breaks this area here, yeah, if this area here gets invalidated, this massive block of orders here, yeah, if they break and breach that, it's going to flush really fast through this low volume cluster here, low volume area. You see, this is a massive volume area. This is a low volume area. They tend to get run over. So we'll pop out the top very fast. When we get up the top, then we'll usually trade back to them. So a lot of people scalp sort of what they call liquidity vacuums, if you like. So it's where we get a, there we go, we're just about to hit it now. We get a big pop and immediately scalp that back for 8, 10, 16 ticks. As the buyers, as they pop out the top, they quickly take profit on those orders and bring all the they bring price straight back down again. So too short now. So I'm looking for this area to hold, basically. Your mid-journey picture is a little bit pixelated. Yes. Created by AI. This is AI trading. Honest. AI pressing the buttons. So as we're going down, I'm keeping an eye on basically this area here, which is probably where I'm going to get out, to be honest. just ahead of this cluster. So there's a big cluster of orders here. So I want to be out basically before these guys, because if we hit these, there's a good chance that this might hold up as a support area. May get completely run over. If not, I want to be out with them. There you go. So out. That's a quick $50. The Matrix. Yeah, pretty much it is the Matrix. Afternoon, Astro. What's the mid screen about? So this is a heat. This is a futures heat map, basically. So it just shows where the orders are in the market. So think propulsion gaps, think liquidity runs, stop runs, that sort of stuff. So what this shows us is where the orders are sitting in the market right now. Yeah. So there's a big cluster of orders sitting right there. Why? Because that is that low of that candle. So what they're doing is they're buying up the lows. When I talk about limit orders, where limit orders are triggering, these are the actual orders sitting in the market. These are the limit orders sitting in the market, these blocks. And the stronger and older and deeper color they are, the more volume there is there. So there's a big cluster of orders here, look. Up here, why? Because that is a high of that candle there. So they're selling. These are limit orders at the high, which will sell into that high or get run over and pop. If they pop, I will try and sell back into the liquidity void caused when they pop. Yeah. So you think about it, like price moves up really fast and then it continues to go fast. What it leaves is a whacking great gap where there was inefficient order trading happening. So we bought. Anybody that bought there didn't get a chance to sell. So the algorithms that got left behind, they will drive price back into that gap. So when you get a sharp 90-degree move to the upside, you sell into that void. So it's a quick scalp, mean reversion scalp, basically. There you go. So we're entering this zone here. So this light liquidity area will fly through that if we get out the top of those highs, or you can sell from here. So tactic is to sell there. So you say we popped out the top there, came straight back down again. Yeah. So the sellers basically popped more orders on top. You can see there's a high volume. It wasn't great high volume actually, but there was quite a high volume sell order came in there. 150, you can't see this, but 145 contracts. And now there's a load of contracts sitting there. At this bubble here, there's a load of contracts sitting there. Euro Swiss 125 ADR. I don't think it is. Nothing's hit ADR today. Oh, yes, it has. Wow. Let's have a quick look at the FX for a minute. Nothing much is happening on that. It's not 125 ADR. It's just hit 100 ADR. So Swiss franc is really, really weak. New Zealand dollar Swiss pushing. So this Swiss franc is really weak at the moment. All Swiss pairs pushing to the upside. I'm in a long on CAD Swiss at the moment. Aussie dollar Swiss pushing to the upside. Coming up into a propulsion gap on CAD Swiss. Potentially for a short back down into there. Nicely extended on RSI. There's an opportunity for a short there. So yeah, a couple of ADRs just hit there. So Euro Swiss short. And New Zealand dollar Swiss short. Nothing changed on there. Very weak Swiss, yeah. I don't know quite why the Swiss is so weak. There's no news on the Swiss. So, just weak. That's nice looking at New Zealand dollar Swiss. So Good entry here at ADR. If that fails, we've got propulsion gaps to the upside, which are going to, so if it does carry on further, this is going to be absolutely exhausted like that. And then we're going to get that sort of move back down again. So that's really good. New Zealand dollar Swiss for a short. I'll be getting in that, I think. Next reversal alert. It's quite tight, the reversal alert off of ADR as well. Look. Good entry, but it's only 100 ADR, me, not 125. Depends on your broker. UJ long working out. Not going anywhere at the moment, but from there it is, which is good. New Zealand dollar, US dollar long. Yep. So my long's working out. My short isn't. I'm hedged on that. I got hedged on it. Don't ask me. The EA takes the trades, not me. 89 people in here, 28 likes. Can we get some thumbs, please? So we get some more people in. Interested in looking into shorting New Zealand dollar, US dollar. Yeah, I'm already short on it. So for me, what I'd like to see is an ADR hit to the upside today. And that gets my buy order into take profit. And then I'll short it again up there somewhere and get out when it comes back down into this gap fill, which we missed. So the market makers are bunching all these orders at certain price levels, creating a wall of orders, basically. Yeah. Long take profit, then revert. Exactly. Thumbs up, everyone, as usual. Stopping by on my break to drop a like. Thanks, Kabish. That's very nice of you. Stopping by to drop a like. Okay, so we're at the lows. Just made a new low. I'll just move that over there. This is your point of control. This red bar here. So this indicates basically where the majority of orders have been placed today. So this is kind of like, this can quite often act as a backstop. We trade back into the point of control and then back out again. And you also have a VWAP on here as well, which is orange. That's the volume weighted average price for the session. So price, when it returns to the mean, it returns to the average. And that's what the VWAP is. So a lot of people play a VWAP bounce, as it's called. We're just coming down to the low now. So another strategy, which is good, is basically shorting the lows. So you're going to take a pop out the low and a quick scalp down there. So just take, literally nick 16 pips out the bottom, 16 ticks out the bottom. Just grab a little bit of liquidity. There's a lot of orders to the upside at the moment, as you can see. So these bars basically, you can see how algorithmic this is. Look how far, look at the spacing on them. Absolutely perfect. Yeah. Our total algorithmic, high frequency trading quants used by the banks. And literally they will move from sell it, doesn't work, sell it, doesn't work, sell it, doesn't work, wait for it to come down, getting profit, nick one tick. One tick for them could be worth, I don't know, how many contracts? 178 contracts at 15. Sorry. I need to hold it up to the light. It doesn't work. 178. $90, something like that. One tick, $90. There you go. So I'm out the lows. What it does is sometimes it's the positive and negative get reversed somehow. Selling one more. There we go. Back to normal now. I can actually see whether I'm red or green. So there's a massive cluster of orders coming. You see that block on the right? Huge block of orders. You heard it as well on Tick Strike. Big sell orders coming through to basically push out that low and absorb basically, or kill, run over all those buy orders. I had my pen activated when we popped out the low, so I actually missed my exit, which is a bit annoying, but anyway. So big block of orders here, as you can see. They all get moved around. These orders as well, by the way, these will all get pulled. There's a thing called spoofing in the futures market where orders get placed and then just as you're about to get to them, they disappear, which is called spoofing. And the banks use it a lot to entice orders in a specific direction. So if there's a big order cluster somewhere and liquidity needs to be filled, they'll come and try and grab those orders. And just as they get to them, they pull them out the market. You'll see them running in and running out the market. Can't see any good examples of it here, but as per usual, stopping by. Yep, saw that one. Any good entries? Yep. Couple of ADRs. There's 4 RSIs to look at as well, Stephen. There's a few entry opportunities. If you've got the ADR dashboard and the RSI dashboard, you will see those. Is that racing ladder? You could use it as a racing ladder. You can race up and down it. I'm just going to take another short as we exit point of control. So looking basically for them to trade up into the point of control, back down. So if you're going to continue short, so this is a break. Basically, this is a 15-minute opening range breakout to the downside I'm playing at the moment. Daniel, sell US 30. Is this Dow Jones or NASDAQ? This is NASDAQ you're looking at the moment. You can tell by the speed of it. Dow Jones is much slower. Okay, so we're coming back up to VWAP. This is a false breakout of the lows, potentially. I'm going to start scaling out some of this position. So you see over on the left-hand side here, this is the Globex low here. Well, right there is Globex low. So what we've done basically is broken out to the downside, and now we're pulling back. So if this is going to be a continuation short this afternoon, we've just broken the 15-minute low. So we're pulling back. We want that high not to get invalidated. And that high is the high of this cluster here, where you see it turns from purple to green. That is this area here, 718. So it's basically here. So don't want to invalidate that area. If it invalidates that area, I want to be out, basically out of the positions. So I will put scale out there. Actually, I'm just going to get out completely up there. Large block of orders up here as well when it redraws. Yeah, this is a big area of interest for selling. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put myself above that. It's a very, very, very big, strong block there. That one's been in place for a long time. This is time, by the way. So when you're looking left here, you're looking back in time. These are orders that have been placed and pulled out of the market, placed and pulled out of the market. If you get a solid line like this one here, massive solid line, that means there's a large block of orders that was placed there and has remained there, hasn't been pulled. So this is more likely going to be the proper area of liquidity if we are going to come to the upside that we will probably test. But you've got to get through all this lot first, which you can see in the market. Here comes some more sellers. So you see the selling in the bottom right-hand corner, selling on the S&P 500, bit of selling on the Dow, not a massive amount of selling on the NASDAQ. In fact, the NASDAQ feed seems to have gone kaput. It's low volume, not a lot of volume. Did you short, buy or sell? I'm short at the moment. Positive dollar news, is it? Okay. Regulators eye single Deutsche Bank CDS trade after Friday rout. Consumer confidence 104.2. So yeah, positive on the US news. I'm not sure how much attention the market actually pays to that consumer confidence, but we'll have a look at the Euro US. Pushing down, so that is little positive, but not massive, is it? Doesn't tend to do an awful lot. Lots of RSIs. Let's have a quick look at these RSIs while we're over here. Aussie dollar Swiss. So Aussie dollar Swiss extended on the hourly. All these Swissies are extended, yeah. So we had extensions on these this morning. My pen's gone somewhere else. This is now extended above 85, 75 again. Really good short opportunity on that one. CAD Swiss yen extended to the downside on RSI. Again, tricky one, that Swiss, bang in the middle of a range. So we got a propulsion gap target to the downside, although that is virtually all tested. So I'm not sure if that is even in play. But you are bang in the middle of this range. So very hard to pick a direction on that one. You want to be trading from the edges, not from the middle, if you're mean reverting. So not a very good opportunity there. Euro Swiss, as we know, very, very extended. We're over the 80 level now. Beautiful opportunity on Euro Swiss. Yeah. Going to the wrong place for my pen all the time. Euro Swiss, when we get above 80, it's not often we get to these sorts of levels without getting some decent move off the back of it. So definite propulsion gap target to the downside. We got that huge one to the downside there as well. So just got a very weak Swiss at the moment. So we're just waiting for the Swiss franc to power up, basically. As soon as we get some more Swissy strength coming through, that'll be a good short. Pound Swiss, again, extended. We've already looked at that one. New Zealand Swiss has got stronger. So that's now pretty much up to 80. Very nice extension. We've got a high coming up in that propulsion gap. So we may well be doing a 150 ADR to fill that propulsion gap today. Then come back down there. But it could just revert from there. So we might hold that high intact. So market structure on this: high, low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So if we're going to continue trending, that's what we'll be looking for. Lots of buying coming in at the moment. We're pulling back on the indices. New Zealand dollar Swiss, US dollar Swiss. Coming up for a double top at yesterday's high, or rather Friday's high. Back up in this propulsion gap. So this looks like it's going to fill the gap, basically, doesn't it? back up to here. So we should see some selling start to come in. ADR on that would be an absolutely perfect short today because you're going to have an RSI extension to the upside above 80, ADR hit, gap fill, liquidity run, everything lines up. Looks really good for a short. We've got a bit of positive news coming through on the US at the moment, so we might well get that move off of the back of this news. I'm just about to stop out on that futures position. So we're up in that liquidity void at the minute. So this is that area of light liquidity. So there will be a lot of selling, as you can see. There's a lot of absorption going on here, right? So the reason I placed my order here was because I wanted to be behind that block. And as you can see, we bought, you heard the buying coming in. You saw the buying coming in, yeah? A lot of buying coming in. And that whole lot was absorbed. Remember when I talk about absorption in the live room? That's exactly what absorption is. Buyers hitting the bid, constantly hitting that buy button, and a guy coming along with a much bigger bucket of orders than you've got here going, nah. Loads and loads and loads of sell orders been entered into the market. So is basically, have we got more buyers now that can run up and have a retest of that and then roll that guy over? If not, we're coming back down again. So I'm just going to take one more short here. See if that is going to act as a block, and then we're going to go back down. So again, if you're looking at the chart, if you're looking at reading this on a chart, what have we just done? Taken out the high. And if that is going to fail and the sellers are going to step in, we're going to push back down to where? The lows, and then we're going to attempt a low. So we're going to rotate until one of these guys goes, nah, and then we're going to pop. We're going to get a breakout. So we're in an accumulation phase at the minute. That is the accumulation block there. The order block that stopped that breakout happening. That's why breakouts fail. There you go. This is what's going on underneath the hood. When you look at a chart, this is inside the candlesticks, inside the chart. That's why it's so powerful. Aussie dollar CAD. Oh, Chris, I was just reading your comment and it disappeared. What software is this? It's called Jigsaw. You shorting Dow Jones? I'm not trading the Dow Jones. This is the Nasdaq, but the Dow at the moment is breaking out the highs. Look, yeah. So that's the Dow. So yeah, there's the Dow Jones. So the Dow's broken out highs. S&P has broken the highs. Nasdaq has rejected the highs. So either the Nasdaq is going to fail or these guys are going to fail and come back down. There's usually one index in control. You never know who it is. So basically what the buyers are doing now is retreating, pulling back, trying to get a run up, have another go. And as you can see, this is what's called, well, it's got lots of different names, but a lot of people call this business done. So now you can see here, it's completely empty, yeah? Which means that we've absorbed all the orders there. There are no more sell orders there. So the likelihood is we're going to flush straight through it and take my position out. What you want to see when you're in a position like I am is a big block. There you go. There's a block now. Look here. I want to see more sellers coming into the market. I want to see this light up red. I want to see this light up red. I want to see selling start to come in. So this is a retest. Pushed up, rejected, retested, rejecting again. So what's that? M pattern. Market reversal. And what we will do is if we break this low here, can't really see it very well. Let me just tune it down a minute. Yeah, so this is the chart. If we break this low here, we've got an M pattern reversal, market structure break. Same stuff, you're just seeing it. This is all happening within one 5-minute candle. Are those Heikin-Ashi candles? There are no candles. Oh, well, these ones on the left? No, they're just normal price action candles. They're just normal open, high, low, close candles. Okay, retesting the highs again. So contracting for the next breakout. I think this is going to fail, this trade. I like this for a breakout. Or can you purchase free standalone application? This Jigsaw, yeah, this is software, so you have to buy it, yeah. Lots of buyers, so we're pushing back up at the moment. Sorry, bear with me 1 sec. I just banked CAD Swiss. Okay, going short one more. There's not much liquidity to the upside. Look, there's no big blocks of orders up here that the market is likely to want to come and grab. However, there is a big block to the downside here. So that's where I would anticipate us coming down at some point to test. So going to add another short on a break of this level here and see if we can get an exit down here, which will be 3 contracts, not 5. Actually, I'm going to leave it running in case we break out the lows there and then obviously run for the hills. If we do, if we break that level, I'll add contracts underneath this low as well, because we have got this big block down here to aim for as well. And then another big block down there. So there's more downside. There's more money down there than there is up there at the minute. Money seeks money. How many people have got? 72 people in here. Is that all? Where is everybody? People don't like watching this, do they? It's too hard on the eyes. pop through that level. So Nasdaq's coming down, Dow's coming down, S&P's all coming down. So ever so slightly out of time on that order that I did. So I got stopped out of the order just before we reversed, basically. So that's where I got out. Now we're coming down. Lots of selling coming through. Big blocks, big blobs here mean big orders. So if you look at each of these orders, that was 88 contracts short. Another big one coming there. Another 96 contracts short. You can see all the big blocks coming through here. Oh, yeah, lots of sell orders. Sell, 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 sell. Back down into this area here, which is a liquidity target. I'm going to hold on to this one short, 5 contracts short. It's quite a big sell-off. Might as well go for the lows, I suppose. See if we can get a run down to the lows. I just heard an alert coming. Let's just have a look at what that was. So just closed out another trade, which was, what did I say it was? CAD Swiss. So that was a buy there on that 1 hour RSI extension here. So got in long, we pushed down, didn't quite get far enough to get a second position on that one. Should have really taken another trade there ideally and would have been out already by now, but that's the propulsion gap. Look, target now filled, extended to the upside so you can get in short. We've now got Aussie Swiss ADR, we've got Euro Swiss ADR, Pound Swiss ADR, taking out that high on the Pound Swiss. Propulsion gap target to the upside there, look. So we could do this and then that, or we could do that and then this, one or the other. New Zealand Swiss. So 4 ADRs, all Swiss franc. Going short another one. Just need to watch this now. I've got 6 contracts short. So so Nasdaq, that's what's concerning me at the moment. The size of that initial push and then push back down again. We haven't come back up to retest that. We've also on the Nasdaq got these 2 propulsion gaps further up as well. That one there, and then this one from yesterday. So there's a couple of big upside targets on this. We've come down very, very hard, and we've got areas that the price is likely to want to test back into again. But obviously there's a lot of selling coming in today. The market sold off very hard this morning. We've got this propulsion area up here as well, potentially, to come and hit. So I'm just a little worried that we're going to bounce off of this low. At the moment, we seem to have a lot of selling still left. And if this low cracks, we've got nowhere to stop until ADR today. So there's an opportunity for a very nice big profit all the way to the downside there. But I don't like it when there's big old targets to the upside like that. We know what happens to gaps. They get filled. Which VPS do I use? It's like the Monopoly guy threw up on my screen. Yeah. It's like Pixels. Have you seen the film Pixels? That's what trading heat map is like. Pixels. We're basically sitting on VWAP at the moment. I don't like it when we hover around VWAP because you quite often get bounced. I'm just going to flatten that order. Cancel the pendings. I've got a feeling we're going to do that at the moment. So I'm just getting out of that trade short. Glad I did. There we go. Which VPS do you use and how strong? How do you mean strong? Oh, power. You mean right? So I use a I like I'm flat. ADR. ADRs are flat. Won't be in a minute. This is a 4 CPU, 8 gig RAM VPS. So pretty powerful. This is possible to tell if the money is retail or banks, hedge funds, etc. It's all banks. You mean in the in here, in the heat map? Yeah, it's banks. We don't retail. This over here. These bits on the right you can see. These are basically the order flow. These are filtered. So I've got this filtered so that it only shows orders which are over 10. Over 5 contracts at once, and 10 contracts at a time show up in a block. Yeah. So I'm filtering out the guys which are trading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 contracts. Not interested in those. So I'm looking for big orders that hit order flow. So like down here, you can't see probably, but this is 132 contracts, 110 contracts, 99 contracts, 134 contracts, 95 contracts. This isn't retail. This is banks, institutions, hedge funds, large participants dumping big orders in the market. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking to get on board with these guys, which is why these are highlighted. Yeah, if there's a load of sellers coming in, going short. Yeah, so that's why. And this is what this is showing you here. These blobs on the screen. These are large contracts happening at once. Should have held that. Never mind. I'll take it. There's $100, $150. Is the ADR template you're using available for purchase? I have the EA. What do you mean ADR template? The dashboard. Yeah, the dashboard is, yeah. So you can buy the dashboard and you can buy the ADR indicator for your chart as well, which also does alerts if you want it to, yeah. They're both on MQL5 Marketplace. But if you've got the EA will do ADR. So look, if I go to the ADR VPS, which is that one, yeah, and go to you'll see the ADR indicator is drawn on the chart. So the EA draws ADR if you're using ADR, but you need in the EA, you have to have the ADR filter to turn to true to be able to trade ADR, obviously. So it'll only show you the ADR lines if you are using the ADR as a filter, if you like. Because you're not meant to watch the EA. The EA is there to trade for you. It's not there as a stick it on the chart indicator. Okay, I'm jumping on short. So I'm just taking, the way I basically trade futures, I start a position with a single contract and then I build into that position. and obviously scale out of the position as it moves. So it's exactly the same way as any bank would do it. You just get in and you get out. You can add another short and a break of the low. Really should have held on to my initial entry, but I didn't. Never mind. How many cores? 4. My VPS has got 4 cores. On NAS, is it possible to go up? It is possible to go up. Yep. Prices can go up as well as down. Look, it's going up and down all the time. Look, this is the NAS. It's going up and down all the time. This is what the ladder's for, to show you how much it's going up and down, where it's going up and down, where it's actually trading. There's our value area high. Look at this green section here. That's all value area high. Big block orders up there, look. That's 27.31. And this is black because we have not traded down here. This is the low of the session. Adding another sell. NS RSI is like 32 on 1 hour. You're going to have to decode that one, KB. I don't quite understand what you mean. NS RSI is like 32 on 1 hour. We're talking code. I don't understand. Big absorption down there. Large volume, very big volume spike there. There we go. Here comes the rest of it. Okay, closing that. Another $100. In, out, done. So wait for it to pull back and then have another attempt on the lows. See, it's all selling off. The template and the indicator on the chart. I have the dashboard as well. Yeah, so the indicator, so template basically, if you go to the website, yeah, if you go to indicators on the website, new low of the day on the S&P 500. Geez, starting off hard. Go to other indicators and template. And there's a zip file. So this zip file's got all of my indicators that are not the paid ones. All the free ones are in there. Yeah, so there's a gap indicator, the symbol and time frame, high-low indicator, sessions, day of the week, moving averages, the break-even line, the weekly high and low, etc. That's all in there, yeah? The paid indicators are all obviously paid indicators. So the ADR reversal and alert indicator, the dashboards, all that sort of stuff. But it's all on the website. Everything you need is on the site. So NASDAQ, that's that collapse we just saw. That's what I got on board. I got on board that break there and then added to it there and exited down there. Not quite further up. So again, look at what we're creating. A void. Propulsion gap. So the market will trade back up into this now. So if we look at what's just formed, yeah, so that was our previous low, that block there. We came out the low of it, we smashed through it, we created this massive void in the market. Yeah, so the market will now try to trade back up into that to fill this void. If it can't, we create a propulsion gap. So there's that high we just pulled back up into there. So that at the moment is the propulsion gap. Yeah. You're just seeing it, you're seeing the guys executing the orders that create what you see on your chart, basically. Lots of buy orders sitting down at the lows. So people are trying to buy this low up. If we come back and have a crack at this, they're going to buy it in a attempts basically to run it back up to the propulsion gap. Your other option is you are a seller up here. So you can see there's a block of sell orders there. So what you can do is I could piggyback on those sellers, get in the market when we get there, and try and get on board with their volume as it comes down. Yeah. So you are, and you know, this is why the market moves up and down. This is why candlesticks form on your chart, because there are some people wanting to buy it down here. There are some people wanting to sell it up there. And that's why candlesticks form, because the market will drive itself from that liquidity point to that liquidity point, and it will just hunt liquidity all day long. That's what creates your candlesticks on your chart. There we go. So here comes some buyers. Yeah, strong buying. We're going to push back up into this void. See if there's more sellers up there than there is buyers. If there is, these buyers will exit their positions and will come back down again. So what they will do is they will buy it up until they hit a block of guys who are stronger than them. So fight. These guys, they've got more guns. They get shot. They puke. They go the other way. Probably not the best way to explain it, but especially after what's just happened in America today. Again. But you see above, there's not a lot of liquidity all the way back up here, which is where value area high. There's a load of people up here waiting, if we get back up to value area high, to sell it back into the mean. Again, yeah, rotation. We sell it up here, push it back down. When we get to a lower area where there's low liquidity, we won't have anybody left that we can sell to, so it pushes back up again. So the decision to make here is, are we going to fill that now? I.e., should I be buying now up into there? Or are we going to go put another bear candle in and leave a propulsion gap? If so, then I want to be taking a break of the lows. So for me, the play here is to go short here or short out the lows. Because we're either going to break out, make a lower candle, in which case I'm going to jump on board short, or we're going to buy here. All these buyers that are building up their orders down here, they're going to overpower the sellers, and we're going to push back up into the next block of sellers, where we're going to find a brick wall, basically. Do these orders show executed orders or pending? So these are pending orders. These are historical orders in the market. Yeah, everything. This white line, I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to draw it. This white line you can't see. Everything you see here is actual orders in the market. This is orders that have been placed in the market and are still in the market. Yeah. So every time this moves along, we're basically going along this is every 2 ticks. Every 2 ticks up or down in the market, we move along. And you can adjust this. So you can have different speeds. So you see, we pushed up there, didn't quite get to my order, didn't quite trigger me in. So I am a limit order, yeah? So this order you see in the market here is this. I am one of these blocks. Where this is changing color, I am one of those, yeah? Executed orders are shown over in this column here, yeah? So these columns here show your actual executed orders in the market. So these are filled, completed orders. These that you see here, above and below, these blue ones and these red ones, it moves so fast. But those are the pending orders in the market that get put in and pulled. Yeah, so when we get to this level here, this number that appears in this column right there, yeah, I will be one of those numbers. So you see how many contracts are being executed at the time. There's 170 contracts going short, 140 going long, 150, 160, 170. There's constant execution over and over and over and over and over again. And this is the micro market, not the main NASDAQ. This is the minis, which is where most retail traders tend to live, because if you trade it on the main exchange, you'll be trading $5 a tick. So push from where we are now up to the top of the screen would probably cost me about $700. You need big pockets. $100 you need a 100K account really to play playing that league. So we've got a nice volume profile building here. So another good play when you've got a volume profile like this is to buy at the higher the volume profile. So I enter a long order there, and as we shoot out the top, I'll sell it up there just before we get to that big block of orders that's sitting in the market. We're pushing down at the moment back into this big block. So again, my breakout play is down there to go short. US dollar index is not moving. That's indices are doing what they want. It's not all, they're not always correlated. They're not always correlated. Especially today. The reason the indices have been moving so much today, gone long one. The reason the indices have gone down today is because we've Google and Amazon and everything, all the share prices have dropped on all of those today. So I'm just going to add a second contract short. So basically, because I'm long one, if we get out the lows, I'm going to flip short. So by adding 2 contracts short there, because I'm a buy, as soon as I hit that level, I'm going to turn into 1 contract, sell short, and go short out the lows. And I'll take a loss of $25 if that breaks the low. But you can see where we are now. We are stuck between this block here and this huge block here. Yeah, one of those blocks is going to break. So either we're going to keep bouncing off of this, acting as support, in which case I should be buying it down here. Get another buy order down there where that big contract was, 106 contracts there. Yeah, or sell it up there. And if we break that level, we're going to pop up to here. That's the next zone that we're going to aim for. So I'm going to get out there, but I could add one here and look to trade up into the next zone. But above that, you can see there's not a lot of interest at the moment. There's a block up here, which is 2688. And 2688 is basically there, which is what? Lows there. So there's a load of sellers expecting a bounce short. Yeah, it's all support and resistance, same stuff, except you can actually see the orders in the market for the support resistance level. So it gives you a much clearer view of what's going on. Just in rotation at the moment, so this is an accumulation. So we're just accumulating orders, building a book, ready to pop long or short. See, there's a lot more sellers coming in now, look. A lot more guys wanting to go short up there. But a massive amount of buying down here. It's going to take quite a lot to get through this. If we do get through this, we're going to create another liquidity void, because the amount of selling that's going to have to be executed to drive through that lot, they're all going to go short at the bottom. We're going to get a fly out the bottom, which creates a massive void in the market, which then has to come back and get filled. Propulsion gap. Yeah. Propulsion gaps hopefully are making more sense now. You're seeing them being formed, seeing what actually forms these things under the hood. The actual buying and selling that forms the propulsion gap. So it makes more sense why they come back and get filled. If I've gone short in this candle, yeah, or gone long in this candle, I need to get back to that to get out of my short so I don't lose money. That's why propulsion gaps get filled. That's the mechanics. So the video I posted this morning about propulsion gaps, this is basically it. So we're buying at the minute, back up, not actually able to get out of this area here. So we've got blocks of orders sitting here that are just buyers running into, volumes down, look. So we're just sitting here, just executing algorithmic. Delta's flat. There's not any more buyers than sellers. Because there's no more buyers than sellers, we go into what? A range, because you only get out of a range when there's more buyers than sellers or sellers than buyers. So as the delta is flat, which is this cumulative delta here, means we're not going in either direction. Out of that long, so that's a nice quick 30, what's in that? $25, $20, $15.50, even worse commission. So there you go, look. There's that block where I put my order just before it. Look what happened. We came straight up into it, hit them, and they've gone. Yeah. But what's happened now is we've got another block forming just above there. Yeah. So quick order execution and back out again. This is called completed business, business done. Lots of people call it lots of things. But basically, when you've got a block that ends like that, it means that we've done. Those orders are executed. That's it. They're not back there anymore. But there are more orders above. So these could have been what called spoof orders, where they get pulled out of the market and placed a little bit higher. And this is what I was saying about earlier. The bank's placing these orders in there. And then as soon as you get to them, they pull them literally a tick before you get there. And they put them a little bit higher. So they're enticing you into long positions. Why? Because they want you to go long, to put your stops under there. And at any time, as soon as they're ready, they will go bang and slam down, eat all of the liquidity to the downside, which is currently building here, and stop those guys out that are going long. So they're enticing longs. Remember going back to retail on the website when we show positioning for retail, long and short? Again, this is what the market's doing. It's enticing traders in that direction, ready to dump hard on them and just wipe the lot out. It's interesting for me anyway. You might be looking at this going, what? Boring. I find it fascinating how this thing works. Especially when it helps you to make money. All that worked good. Cool. Your screen is blurry. That's because your resolution is low, Sam. If your screen is blurry, go to this cog, change your quality to something higher. You're probably sitting at 360 or something rubbish, yeah? Nothing wrong with my stream output. My stream output's 300 megabytes a second. So it's not the up, it's your down at your end. If spoofing is occurring on a regular basis, then how do you validate which levels you can't? Spoofing is a problem. Nothing you can do. However, so let's say this block building here at the top, yeah, let's say that is a spoof. It doesn't matter, does it? Because what I'm doing is looking for liquidity. So the most important thing to remember when you're trading visually like this is the market will hunt liquidity. It is attracted to liquidity in the same way it's attracted to propulsion gaps. Yeah. So the fact that it's there tells me that it's a target. Whether it's real or not, I'm not interested. If it's going to go that way, I know which way to go to find that liquidity. The difficulty is entering, because you try and enter with the market as well and trade towards where the rest of the market is likely to run into a brick wall. However, the difficulty is obviously knowing when to get in. That's the tricky part of this type of trading, which is why it's good to be in and out fast. So, you know, you could go short here, target this, but like everything, this moves. Yeah. So in the same way as when we're trading, it's a bit quiet in a minute. So when we're trading propulsion, or when we're doing position trading, so here, great example right on the screen. How handy is that? So when we're taking a position trade, yeah, we go long and the market pushes down against us. So let's say we were going long and we wanted to target this propulsion gap. The market pushes down against us, right? And it creates more propulsion gaps. Yeah. Then it pushes down more and creates more propulsion gaps. These are your targets. So as the market will always have a propulsion gap to the upside or the downside. There will always be a fast move that creates the move. The move has to start, and that start is violent. Yeah. So as it pushes down, what we can do is target the nearest propulsion gap, can't we? So if we scale into our position 3 times on the way down, we don't target this one anymore. You could do if you can hold it long enough, but what you can do is target this one. You target the closest propulsion gap that you can find. That works exactly the same way when you're trading a visual view of the market like this. This is my current propulsion gap target here. Yellow's better, isn't it? You can see yellow. That's my current propulsion gap target here, right? If I take a long now and we don't get to that, as we come down, I will enter another long, yeah, at an area that looks good, another block of buyers, and I will target the sellers at the upside. The sellers now won't be there anymore. They'll be here. So I will average in with a view to targeting the next level of liquidity that I can find. So as you go down, yeah, if this doesn't hold, that's likely to hold. If that doesn't hold, there'll be something else that will hold. Well, actually, there isn't, because that's the low of the day, so it's just going to pop out the bottom. But this will move down with the market as well. So you've always got a target. So as long as you don't get caught, if you're mean reverting, as long as you don't get caught in a massive, like multi candle squeeze, and that's the same as anything. If you're scaling too fast, you're going to get killed. But ideally, what you would do is get in here, have a stop there, get out there, and scalp in and out really, really fast. That's a much better way of doing it, obviously. But when it's moving like this sideways, people are rotating. All they're doing is they're selling this, rotating down, buying, rotating up, selling, rotating down, buying. And this is why volume profile nodes get created. Sort of like that. Yeah, this node, we're building a node. This node will either fail to the upside or to the downside. And then we will start to go down and we'll build another node somewhere. And then we'll go, this is a void. We'll go through that void fast, back up into here. And either we'll sell back out of it or we'll go back into rotation. Yeah, candlesticks. All we're doing here is creating candlesticks. You're inside the candlesticks. You're inside the machine. Pound CAD is coming down quite nicely for anybody that is on. Oh, just close something else out. Oh, we like the day, don't we? So just closed out New Zealand dollar, US dollar. There we go. Out of that one. Entry there. You can't see that. Different colors for different charts. There's the entry, RSI extension. Quick push up, out. Quarter of an ADR. Still got targets to the upside if you want it. So that's my buy. Remember, this is the one that I was hedged on, yeah? So that's my buy. I'm out and I'm still short. And I'll scale into my short if we get up to the highs, then get out when we push it back down. RSIs are getting extended. Aussie dollar Swiss 125. Really nice opportunity for a short there. Just going short. A lot of selling just came in across the board there. I'm very, very, very worried though about what we're building to the upside. Look, this move to the downside is going to end, and we're going to come up quite quick, I think, which I kind of want to be on. Aussie dollar Swiss, that one's the 225. CAD Swiss, sorry, 125. 100 ADR on that one. Euro Swiss is now 125 ADR as well. High coming up on that for a short. So that's a good looking spot for shorting it. So I've just got a feeling that short was the last short. I'm just trying to get out of it at break even. Euro Swiss, yeah, pound Swiss extended to the upside. So we're out that high now. Not sure what that level is I've got drawn in. That's that high there. So potentially we might find a bit of reaction there as well. So drop down to M5, wait for the next reversal alert, which is there, really close. And then you've got propulsion gap target to the downside that's not been filled there. It's been double tested. So, but it's extended. We're above ADR. And hourly RSI extension is up at 80. So that looks like a really nice looking short opportunity. And your New Zealand dollar Swiss, which is over 125 now as well. Again, support coming up. We're still on our way up to fill that propulsion gap. So we've got that accumulation break tested twice. Once that's filled, we'll get some kind of pullback down into there. Could come up and do these though, so it could be 175 ADR. It's going to have to push hard to get there. We're going to need a very, very weak Swiss franc. So I just got out of that break even, that short, because we pushed up. So we're putting a doji in. So this is indecision at the minute, isn't it? Indecision. So the market for the last 5 minutes has been sideways. We're off the back of some positive move. Yeah. So difficult to know which way we're going to go from here. Ooh. A lot of people buying up the low look here. So this whole area here is a brick wall. Yeah. So they're not only buying this value area low, they're also buying out the low as well. Yeah. So they're really forming a solid. We don't want to go any lower than this. We want this to be the low of the day. We're going to try and push back up at least into this propulsion gap. And then it's a case of the guys that made this move start. Have we got enough strength to push back down? So where are we going to go? Yeah, we're going to run into these troops up here, aren't we? So it's a constant battle between buyers and sellers. This is why the market works. For every person that hits the buy button, there's someone on the other side hitting the sell button. This is the bid and the ask, yeah? So everyone that's selling there is buying here. This blue is buyers, this red is sellers. These are the orders being executed. So this is the buyer's trench, the seller's trench is up there. One of these trenches is going to get overrun. And that's going to determine whether or not we get a bull candle or a bear candle and a breakout or a double bottom. So you see a load of buying coming in down here. 107 contracts executed short there. The buyers bought the lot. So it's like tons of sell orders hitting, and the buyers just go, yep, bring it on. We got more than you. This little block, this row here, that's what I was talking about. That's current orders. This is current orders. Sometimes it glitches a little bit like that. And this is current orders or orders over time. So you can see that the guys are entering any of these orders here. They've been constantly in and out, building a base basically down there. A bit like a game, isn't it? Are the candles on this software based on tick value or time? So these are still time. These are 5-minute candles over on the left above me. These are 5-minute candles. I don't really look at them. The only reason I use these is for levels. So, I'm looking for previous highs and lows. Just helps you to identify them. And what I usually do is scale out and just look for obvious levels. Yeah, so 126.76 up there, that level there, 127.27 level. Yeah, that's an area we reacted at. So this area here was where we bounced, pushed down, bounced down. Yeah, so it's just so you can identify, because this bit here, this is live. If I was to shut the software down and reboot it now, this would all disappear. So this builds up. You need to have this running 10, 15 minutes before market open, before you want to trade. There we go. So we just run over those buyers. So we're at the value area low, going long, pushing up into that propulsion gap. So looking above, heading up to 26.88, then all the way up to 27.09. Lots of orders being executed up here. Look, pop through. So that was a value area low buy. Yeah, when I talked about the other day, I was saying about value area low, value area high. That's value area low, green. Good place to buy. If we're going to rotate, obviously, if we're going to trend, value area. This is part of the problem with this strategy and why I don't particularly like it. A lot of people trade this, but why I don't like it is if you're going to have a trend day and you buy every value area low, all that's going to happen is you're going to get run over. Because all we're going to do is make new lows all the time. You just get run over all the time. So if you're going to trade these areas, you kind of want to be in, out fast, because you're going to get run over on a strong trend today. And that's why I'm not particularly keen on trading it. I prefer to trade this sort of move. So this is a liquidity void. We will trade back down into this void and either then continue or slam through it. But either way, we've created a large volume spike here. Yeah, large volume and positive delta. So we'll probably trade back into this area. So this is a good sell. Whenever you see this massive push up, lots of orders being executed, we wait for the absorption to happen, i.e. lots of big bubbles. Yeah, and then a retest. Then we will usually trade down into it. That's a really nice quick scalp entry. Ideally, that big bubbles will happen at one of these, and then we'll trade back down. So that's a good area to hit a sell, and then hopefully trigger that order, go back, fill that void, and then once it's filled that void, do whatever it wants. Don't care. It's a scalp. Thoughts on Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar? Okay, mate. Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. I went really Australian then, didn't I? At the moment, it's bang in the middle of the range on RSI. You are bang in the middle of a range. Absolutely nothing to do. You want to be selling it there or buying it there. You want to be doing absolutely nothing there. It's likely long because it's going to come back up into that propulsion and that propulsion. So I'd much rather buy it than sell it. It's long, not a short at the moment. But if you look at the fundamentals on it, yeah, Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar is a sell based on retail. So retail at the moment are long in it. Therefore, it's more likely to go down and take liquidity down at the lows. So it's a sell, but it's range bound. You know, if you're looking to pick anything to trade, that's not it. I know you've probably covered this a few times, but can you recommend a good funding prop firm which doesn't require any trading days? What, for CFDs? If you're talking about CFDs, yeah, E8. That's who I trade with, E8. If you're talking about futures, there aren't any that don't require minimum days, I don't think. They all do. They all require consistency because you're trading stupid tick sizes, which can make you an absolute fortune or lose you a fortune in 5 minutes. So all futures, as far as I know, you have a minimum requirement. But CFDs, E8 funding. It's on the website. Go to the website. Up here, I'll put a link. So it's this page on the website. Yeah, E8. They've got no minimum day rule. Or my Forex funds. So these are the cheapest on the market and the best rules. These are the second cheapest on the market and the second best rules. Other than that, everybody else is worse, in my opinion. And I've traded with them all. I've tried them all. Not all of them, but the vast majority. So still sideways pound CAD. That thing's just not able to go anywhere at all. Right, just broken out the highs. Tarmo, how would one anticipate a trending ranging day pre-market open? You can't. If I could anticipate a trend or ranging day pre-market, I would be a millionaire. I'm not. You can't. There's absolutely no way you can predict whether or not that is going to go like that for the day or like that for the day. This will help you greatly. Yeah. If you're looking at candlesticks, there's no clues in candlesticks. If you're looking in this, yeah, why did this thing go long? Yeah. Because there was way more buyers down here saying we don't want to go short. Yeah. But there's no way of telling whether or not these guys are going to get run over or not. Yeah. Even if you know how to read absorption and all sorts of things in the futures market, you still haven't got any guarantees as to whether it's going to go long or short. I'm anticipating now that we're going to drop down into this liquidity void here, where this volume was, this volume spike. So this is where I'm looking to come. There's this block of orders here. This one is probably what I will target there. Yeah, that block there. Possibly this block here could hold it up. I don't know. But I'm expecting them to trade back down into this liquidity void at some point. If they don't do it now, it's going to form a propulsion gap. So I'd want them to come back and test this propulsion gap at some point soon. Yeah. Or at least have a try at getting down there. But if I hear a load of positive ticks coming through, that's what I want to hear. If I hear a load of positive ticks coming through, I've got the option just to hit the flatten button and get out. Go flat and be done with it. There's a big area down here as well to target. So basically what we're looking for is a retest, if you like, of the value area low. Yeah. Because that is what we broke out of back into the main volume cluster. So this is now our value area down here, which is a good spot to buy if it gets down to it. I'm going to exit this position if we break that high. Reason being is if we break this, if this doesn't hold, we've got a long way up to here. That's $100 loss. That is like a $20 loss. So if they're not going to trade it straight back down into this void down here, I want to be out, basically. We've got 86 people in here. It's always really quiet in the afternoon, isn't it? New York. everybody's watching the Americans. They don't like watching the English guy trade. The Brit, the Pom, if you're in Australia. I'm going to take one off there and one off there. If we get down there. Pound CAD is coming down still. Trying to anyway. Just keeping an eye on that because we've got an aggressive drawdown control position running on it. So I want to make sure that one is going the right way. Anybody got any other pairs they want to look at or anything of interest? Let me know. Just coming back to break even on this trade. It's not going fast enough where I want it to go. So I'm just going to get out. Or I'll get out down there where I want to be. Should get that here, I think. A lot of selling coming in, but not a lot of movement. I was just going to bank that then, but I've missed it, so I'll break even on it. There we go, out flat. So, didn't quite get down into that area. We got a few more buyers starting to come in. So we're just basically, if you think about what we're doing here in old candlestick pattern money, we're flagging. So this is looking like a flag break out of these highs. So I'm going to go long out the high. When these guys get run over, if these guys get run over, I'm going to jump on board long. I'm going to add to it above the point of control and VWAP. And then run it up into there. Which means we're going to leave a propulsion gap in play there. And we have just filled that propulsion gap. Yeah. It's good, isn't it? Propulsion gaps. Aren't they clever? Hosier, Euro Swiss. Bear with, bear with. Just moving my order. So Euro Swiss, I've got a sell on at the minute. So there's this whacking great propulsion gap to the downside at the moment to target. And we've got this one here as well. So it's a 125 ADR, drop down M5. If you're not already in it, I'm in it now. So we just had a reversal alert. There you go. Bang, spot on. Good timing. There we go. I am in on that reversal alert right there. Short. Looking for half an ADR. So I will be looking to get out somewhere around 42. So I'll be getting out basically before we get an hourly reversal alert. So there is your propulsion gap target. I'll be getting out somewhere around here. Short. If it pushes up, above ADR, you could take a second if you wanted to. So that'd be 150 ADR up there. Yeah, Euro Swiss looks good. Shorts. I am short Euro CAD, derp, yarp. Short. Short Euro CAD. Yeah, I'm out of that. I got out of that on Friday. I was in short from there. Bit early to be in EuroCAD short, unless you're still in it, which is fine. If you're still in it, we haven't got there yet. That's 1,800 ADR to the downside. We've got this propulsion gap target to the downside there. This one down here. Short. There is lots of shorts. We're waiting for oil to really, really kick in to give the Canadians a bit of a pump, and we're doing okay. I'm really glad I got out of oil today because we haven't gone anywhere. So we are running into that resistance area, which isn't going to help the CAD. So there's a potential for this basically to pop from here back down. So low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low down there, and then rally up. Or oil is going to get tanked, excuse the pun, and we're going to come back down and make a new low from there, but I doubt it. $65 a barrel is cheap, very cheap. Yeah. ADR 150 on EuroCAD, yeah. Is that ADR 150 EuroCAD? EuroCAD hasn't hit ADR yet. You're talking about you're talking about Euro Swiss, aren't you, Dirk? Euro Swiss you're talking about. I'm 125. My broker is not as crazy as your broker, but either way, it's an RSI, it's an ADR extension. So yeah, I'm short Euro Swiss. So are these charts the best stab at your crystal ball? Which ones? Oh, what, the futures? Yeah. Well, futures is about as close as you'll ever get to a crystal ball. Yeah. Seeing the actual orders in the market. But the thing is, and this is the thing, yeah. Everybody looks at this. When I first looked at heat mapping, and looked at the ladder, volume profile, all this sort of stuff, I was like, wow, this is the holy grail. The reason this is going to go short from here is because this is the point of control. Oh, it ran it over. What you realize when you're trading anything is that everything you enter, and you know what I'm going to say, same thing as I say every day. Whenever you get in a trade, the odds are still the same, 50-50. However, when you can see where the big boys are sitting or potentially sitting, you have a much stronger target because you can see they're there. When we see propulsion gaps, we don't know if they're still there or not. We don't know if they have made that move and now they're out and they're not interested anymore. When we look in a heat map, we can see if they're there or not. So it gives you much more inkling as a target. If you take a short there, you will get run over many times. If you take a short there, when there is an iceberg hitting it for the fourth time, your odds are much higher, and you can see the iceberg being executed over here. So this just gives you a much deeper understanding and view, but it's infinitely more complex to understand what's going on. You're looking at an engine, yeah? Everyone can drive a car. Not many people can fix it. This is the engine. So you got to spend a lot of time doing courses and watching this thing and doing drills. There's lots of drills you can do. If you get Tradeovate Market Replay, you can do lots of drills and basically just practice. See what happens. The best thing to do, like I said, chart time. Look at all these order blocks down here. All these sort of, should call them order blocks of orders, which is what they are. Limit orders. Look at all these limit orders here. Yeah. What happens when we hit these limits? I know, I'll take a buy and see what happens. Yeah, take a buy and see what happens over and over again. After you've done it 10 times and you've seen something happening 10 times, you go, aha, When you hear that sound coming in, oh my God, there's a load of sellers coming in, I might get run over, you exit your positions. When you hear that sound, the sellers coming in, and you don't get run over because there's way more guys sitting here on your side than there is on the others, it gives you the confidence to stay in. But you know where you want to go, and you want to get off the bus there because these guys want to drive it short. So only by seeing this happening over and over again, you will understand it. It took me a long time of trading futures to figure out that it's not as easy as every time we get down to value area low, buy it. Every time we get to value area high, sell it. I did that lots of times, and lots of days I made a lot of money. Lots of days I got run over, and then I suddenly realized, the days I get run over are trend days. How do you identify it? You can't. Right, so if I get run over twice, I'll go and stop a minute, and I'll switch to a different strategy, which would be something like a propulsion gap fill strategy. There's lots of things, lots of strategies. A lot of people play a strategy on this volume profile here, this bit that we're looking at right now. Look, from there to there is this. Yeah, a lot of people roll the there's all sorts of things they call it, but rolling the node is a term I got kind of stuck with. So what you're doing is you're rolling up and down this volume. You're doing this. You're doing what these guys are doing. You're basically selling the high, buying the low, selling the high, buying the low. You're rolling the node. There's so many strategies. And again, you've got to watch it, see it happen and understand it, and then go, right, I like the look of that. I'm going to try that. And you'll be good at stuff and you'll be crap at stuff. I'm crap at value area lows and highs because I mean revert all day long. When I'm in a trend, scalping a trend, I just get run over a lot. So I don't do it. Which is why you saw me not really doing anything down here until I saw a crap load of guys step in. Then I'm like, now I'm interested because I'm less likely to get run over. Yeah, you got a load of guys standing behind you when the bus hits you. It's not going to go as far, is it? You're going to get run over, but the less distance you get run over by, the more chance you've got of getting back in and surviving, which is what it's all about, surviving. And this, they are still rolling, and I'm stuck at the low of this with a long entry, which I should have just got out of. You can look, you clearly see the battle lines drawn. Right, and if we run out of this low, we're going to do exactly what I said, which is come down and try and fill that propulsion gap that we formed. Yeah, my initial short play that I got out of was that, which looks like it's playing out now, 50-50. It's either going to work or not. So if we get a little pop up, I'll get out. The other thing I don't like doing is trading around the point of control, because the point of control, you get what's called a POC flip or a point of control flip, which is exactly where we are now. And it tends to be part of a trend. You see everybody flip short at the point of control, and then it flies, and you're on the wrong side of that. You'll hear it in a minute if it's going to happen. If you're on the wrong side of it, you just get out fast. See all these orders disappearing, look. This is our last stand, last line of soldiers. Those soldiers go. It's like Black Hawk Down. Going to be in trouble. Afternoon, Umesh. How are you? Nice timing I got in. Not sure which one that was, but well done. Just got to get out now. I meant Euro Swiss. Yeah, sorry, Euro CAD. EF is Euro Swiss in my language. EC is Euro CAD. When you've got two things that start with a C, you have to do something different. So EF, Euro Swiss. It's not looking good. I'm going to take one more long in an attempt to get out of break even, which might cost me. Here we go. Right, here we go. Got the pot. I was waiting to see if it came. It came. I'm going flat. I've just taken $14 off of that. I don't like the look of it. Basically, we've just run. Oh, what's going on with this today? I think I've got too many empty fours open. We just run over those buyers. So that is either the sellers getting overpowered, or it's not. So I could have held that, but the only reason I didn't hold it was because I had too many contracts on. So when I'm up to that sort of level of contracts, we're talking like that is $50, that's $100, that's $150. Before you know it, your entire day's profits vanished. So if I had a single contract on, I probably would have held that because we got a backstop here. But that backstop for me would have been quite expensive to hold through that. So that's the only reason I got out. And as you can see, it's starting to come back down again. It's bearish at the minute, but it's also not going very far at all, is it? If you look at it, the last 15 minutes, we've literally just been rotating, building a node. Yeah. And at some point we're going to roll out the bottom, but there's no thin points. So by a thin point, I mean something like this, where we have a thin point between two nodes. There's another node, thin point, big fat node, thin point. Yeah. So these are the points which you tend to run and flurry through quick. So a lot of people play a breakout of a node and you get a big move very, very fast, very profitable trades if they happen. But you're quite often running straight into a load of guys which want to hold it down because they're rotating the node. Yeah. Buyers and sellers. It's just a constant battle, which you just have to identify where the participants are to be able to play. Bowley, which indicator? Don't know what you mean, which indicator? Any possibility to 1955 on gold? He said gold again. The guy said gold. I was trying to find my John Wick. I didn't find him. I haven't got him open. I can't get to him because he's on my desktop and I've got way too many charts open. Gold. It's going nowhere at the moment, is it? So we've obviously got a weak US dollar, I guess, which is why this is popping up. Great. Now we've got the buys coming in. So now we've just popped up straight above VWAP. Above the point of control, rather. I like it short. We got that gap down to the low there. We got this gap down here. We got this gap down here. So this is all being caused by the banking crisis. Banking crisis is over. Friday, we had pretty much Credit Suisse sorted. Swiss Silicon Valley Bank sorted. Back down again. Going to need some US dollar strength. At the moment, we haven't got any news, US dollar news really until Thursday afternoon is US GDP. So there's nothing really to move the US dollar coming up. So for the moment, sideways. I wouldn't expect you to go very fast or hard in any direction at the minute. RSIs have just got more extended on the Swissies. So Aussie dollar Swiss hourly, we're now above 80. CAD Swiss hourly, we're above 75. Euro Swiss hourly, we're above 80. Pound Swiss hourly, again, above 80, all good shorts. New Zealand Swiss, same thing. above 80, coming into that propulsion gap, and US dollar Swiss above 75. That's already played out. 5-minute reversal alert. Oh no, it hasn't actually. That's a really very strong push, that final push on US dollar Swiss. So reversal alert's not triggering until there. So hourly, lovely propulsion gap test, look. So it's a second test. Down into there or down to there. Low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, potentially. Or it pushes up into this area, which is miles away. But we're going to need some news to get there. I wanted to start, need a guide. Start what, Vinit? Outro, been busy, missed the session. Fine, I don't care. I'm only joking. Where are we going? I'm going to try and long out the high of this node. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about. This is kind of what you would class as a node breakout. So this big node, this volume cluster here, cluster breakout, whichever you want to call it. If we get out the highs here and we break past these sellers, I'm going to add and push up above that level. But playing around, this isn't something I really play around in. There's nothing much in here that is worth trading. You've no idea whether it's going to go up or down in here, and it usually will do both. Obviously, a lot of high volume scalping, high frequency trading going on in these areas. A lot of people looking to buy the lows here, look. And obviously the lows down there as well. Sell at 1969 for you, Miami Dave. I'm talking about gold, I presume. You're not trading on the ORB anymore. Yeah, ORB's been trading. ORB was short. It was a nice little short today. There's your ORB entry. So that was your pre-market 15. That was the trade today. Your 5-minute ORB is that. So there was a short, but I mean, it's such a big opening range today. Difficult, very difficult to trade that. But yeah, it was a short. It went short, and it's in profit. But yeah, not particularly exciting one today, unfortunately. We had that this morning with the DAX. The DAX was an absolute beauty this morning. DAX opening range breakout was just straight down from the open. Lee doesn't give an F if you've been busy. All right, don't get into an argument, you two. It's fine. I was only joking. I don't take it personally when people have other things to do. I'm not here. I'm just here all the time. So basically, pop in and out whenever you fancy. I don't care. I'm like a restaurant or a cafe. Pop in whenever you want. Have a cup of tea. We're back down basically at point of control. Yeah, this is why it's dangerous trading around point of control. Market likes it because it is point of control. It's where the most contracts have been conducted today. Look at this volume profile. Yeah, this is the equilibrium, if you like, the mean of the day. Market's always drawn back to the point of control, and the VWAP, which is this yellow bit here, that's your VWAP, the point of control. The market's always drawn to these levels, and which is why people play bounces off of them a lot, because it's the mean reversion finished, and then after a mean reversion you get the next move. So They're used a lot. Personally, I don't like playing bounces, but they do work. Okay, just coming up to the top of this basically area. So where my orders are here, as you can see, they're basically sitting here, if you like. Yeah. So what I'm looking for is a run on those highs. And then if those highs don't hold, that is an area of low liquidity. So we will probably flush it. Yeah, so flush out the high. So we need these guys basically where I'm sitting to fail. It's going to take quite a lot to get through there. So we're going to hear a lot of buying coming into it. And then they will probably get absorbed. So we'll pop out the highs and then it get absorbed and we'll pull back, possibly all the way back down into there. So again, that's a nice entry. After you see a pop, you can either play back into the spike, the 90-degree spike, you play back into it, or you get in after it's been played back into. Sometimes then, however, you miss the breakout and you get a breakout like this and you miss that whole thing. We're just putting back into it now, aren't we? So if it creates a propulsion gap, think propulsion gaps. If now breaking here creates a propulsion gap, the only way you're going to get on it is by getting on it when it breaks. So risky trades, because there is a possibility we will come up into there and then rotate all the way back down through this section here. You never tell what's going to happen, obviously. So these guys could be, these orders here could be the exit positions for everybody that's been long in it. These are their exits, in which case then they will disappear and that will just fly out the top. We'll find out when we get there. That's the thing about orders, yeah? You never know if these are new orders. What do you move? These are new orders waiting to go short, or these are long orders exiting. Yeah, every order in the market is an order in the market. You have no idea whether the intention of that order is a long or a short. It's a long exit or a short entry. Can't tell. Never can. There's no way of knowing that. So we've got a lot of traffic to get through. So watching 730-ish, which is here. Yeah, that's a high. POC equals fair value. No, POC equals point of control, FEC. It's not fair value. It is the highest traded point of the day, where the most volume has been conducted today. Equilibrium, balance, the happy zone, if you like. US dollar dropping, that's good. That will help indices go up. Do you love more scalping indices or position trading FX? Position trading FX by a long shot. This is hard work. Position trading's, you don't even need a brain. Position trading's easy. What is RBV? I do not know. Where are you seeing RBV? Don't know what that is. Daniel. RBV. Real bad vibe. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure. But that point of control today is bang on the 2700 round number. I agree. Scalping is stressful. Yeah, scalping's hard work. It's fun when it works. It's hideous when it doesn't, and it's very hard to be consistent at. Equilibrium is my enemy. Equilibrium, terrible film that as well. I think it's Christian Bale, wasn't it? See where those orders are. Look. It's no coincidence those orders are there. Okay, so I'm just trying to buy up another one down at the just above the point of control. These look like spoofed orders to me. Yeah, this looks to me like this order here was spoofed, and they've moved it up to there and there. So when we hit this, I reckon these will probably pop back down here somewhere. So not sure, not convinced they're real orders. I think they're enticing shorts in down to this level, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because if they're enticing shorts, it means they want to drive higher. Let's see if these actually stay and get executed, or whether they just pop down to a different level. We've got another load of orders sitting down at the lows as well, underneath here. Looking to buy up at VWAP. So these are the guys playing the VWAP bounce. Does my wife trade? No. No, she spends it, as Rob just said. How did you know that, Rob? Max, is this Jigsaw? Yeah. How do you get your connection to work? What was the problem yesterday? So basically, this prop firm, when they set your demo or your evaluation accounts up, what they do is they set it up on Tradeovate in the simulation environment, but they tag it as a live account. So with Jigsaw, you have two licenses. You have your software license, and then you have your live license. So if you want to trade the futures market in the live environment, not the simulation environment, you have to buy a Jigsaw live license, which is $50 a month. And basically that's what it is. So because the prop firm tagged the account as live, when Jigsaw connects to Tradeovate, it can't see the account because it's seeing demo accounts because it's not a live license. So Jigsaw, I got in touch with Jigsaw support. Jigsaw gave me a 1 month live license to test the issue, which has fixed it. So if I want to continue to trade with this prop firm through Jigsaw, it costs me an extra $50 a month. If I get funded, I have to do that anyway. So when you're funded with a prop firm and you're tagged as live, you have to go. Basically, when you pass the prop evaluation, you have to get a live CME license. You have to pay for live CME data through the exchange. So as soon as you become funded in futures, it immediately costs you $150 a month extra. But you don't have to pay the monthly $150 fee or whatever the fee is you pay monthly for the proper valuation. So it cancels itself out. So basically, I've had to get a live license. That's what it was. Maybe half the live room didn't see MT4 and just got spooked. Yeah, 65 people. Yeah, they're all going, what? They're off to their doctors. I just watched this live room. This guy trades candlestick charts. I logged in today and all I could see was pixels. Tarmo, how much money do you make a month? Enough. I'm not telling you what I earn a month. How much money do you make a month? I have one at home too. One of those wife things, yeah. Why no Sierra chart? Because I don't like Sierra chart. Sierra chart does not have this. Sierra chart's great for volume profile, footprint, time and sales, all that sort of stuff. Ladder's nowhere near as good as Jigsaw. That's why it's $37 a month. $37, you know. You get what you pay for. That's why NinjaTrade is free. That's why Tradeovate is free. You get what you pay for. This is a professional piece of software that most futures traders I know use. If you're serious about trading futures, you don't necessarily need to see. I mean, you've got order flow, you've got volume profile, but volume profile only gives you part of the picture, doesn't it? So you only see 10 levels deep in the futures market. Yes, you can only ever see 10 levels deep above and below. Doesn't help see this. Yeah, you only see this when you get here. By the time you get here on the Nasdaq, it's too late to react, which is why this is so good. And you know, seeing cumulative delta volume and volume, you can do this on NinjaTrader. You can do this on most platforms to an extent, but there's so much more that Jigsaw does, like so much more than all the other software out there. And it's $600. Yeah, when you're trading the futures market, $600 is a day, isn't it? 2 days, maybe 3 days if you're trading micros and not having a good week. So you know, cost wise, but you need to get good at it, and the only way you get good at it is by buying the software. Buying the software means you have to outlay the money up front. But you also get training with Jigsaw as well. Jigsaw give you an amazing training package. When you buy Jigsaw, you get a lot of training on volume profile, on footprints, on the useless retail candlestick charts that are called footprints. They come included in this. You don't need to go and pay Nirav whatever Nirav charges for his course. Buy Jigsaw for $600. You get a complete footprint course included. Nothing different to what he teaches. Volume profile, which you can see above my head, all included in Jigsaw's course for free. Buy the software, get the education. And there's loads of other training on this. If you go to Bookmap's YouTube channel, Bookmap, this is pretty much the same as Bookmap software. It's tons and tons and tons of free training on how to trade, strategies for this, all sorts of stuff. There's loads of it. I am working on set file for M1 for hedging and baskets. Good luck with that, Dirk. M1's a nightmare. About 300 to 500 trades in 3 weeks. Maximum drawdown 5 to 20%. Win rate, win 10 to 30% in 3 weeks. The trouble is, you can't, you're looking at 3 weeks worth of data. When you've back tested H1 for a year with a set file, and then you've taken that set file and traded it over another year out of sample, then come back and tell me that's good. Market conditions right now might be good for that. The last 3 weeks might be awesome, but go and look at 6 months ago. Does that set file still perform? M1 time frame. Look at what you're looking at on the chart. Yeah. Is that high there? Right. So what you're looking at on the chart here basically is 10 minutes. Yeah. 10 of your little candlesticks. This is 10 of your candlesticks being executed. Look how much is going on in here and how much room for complete randomness there is in every single one of these little candlesticks. It's 1 minute. The 1 minute time frame is an utter waste of time. Nobody I know and I've ever met in trading has ever been profitable on the 1 minute time frame. This is sub 1 minute. This works because we can see the orders. 1 minute candlesticks, you got literally flip a coin over a candlestick. Look at a 1 minute chart. There is absolutely no logic on a 1 minute chart. It's literally up and down, up and down, up and down. Yeah, this price action means nothing. It just doesn't mean anything here. Yeah. But it will work, obviously, because the odds, especially if you're not using a stop loss, the odds are in your favor. But how are you going to space your entries on a 1 minute chart when you're just trading algorithmic chop? It just doesn't work. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I have never met anyone that actually has made it work and lived to tell the tale, basically. Stick to higher time frames. You're going to be much, much, much more successful. This thing's dying on me. Do I want to hold it all the way down there? We're hitting the doldrums now, which is actually a good time to trade lunchtime. So I quite like lunchtime trades because it's very, very up and down. Obviously, anything that goes up and down a lot gives you an opportunity to make money. Very unpredictable though. We've got a lot of sell orders coming in blocks here. Look. So holding this down. That one's gone. That one's gone. That's our last line of support. If that breaks and I get that buy on, we're out the top. I just don't know if we've got enough buyers. There's no buyers coming through that are going to pop it. So a bit worried about this one. But with your EA, it works fine using RSI and drawdown control. It might do. All I'm saying is, yeah, there's two problems with M1 strategy development, which is why I just don't bother with it. First, M1 strategy development will take you months. I can backtest a whole year on the H1 time frame in an hour or two. If I want to backtest a year on the M1 time frame, it will take days to do one test. Days to get those results. Because M1, it is so unbelievably slow and unreliable as well. So when you're talking about the difference between getting in there and there, making the difference between a profitable or unprofitable strategy, on a 1 hour candlestick, the difference is between getting in there and there. So the variation on whether or not that's a profitable trade or not is huge. On a 1 minute time frame, that much can make a massive difference. Spread. is going to be huge. When you enter your position there with a spread, you're actually getting in there. So what you thought was your P&L, wipe off 5, 10%, 15% of it. It's so difficult to develop strategies on 1 minute charts. It really is. It's hard work. And it might work, as I say, in 3 weeks. Everything can work in 3 weeks. Everybody can have a lucky 3 weeks. But test it over 6 months, then take it back another 6 months on a different year. Go and trade it over COVID. Go and trade it after COVID. Go and trade it over the Ukraine war starting in March 2022. And trade it today. Trade it over 3 completely different ATR volatility areas. Verify that what you've got now works in all those conditions across multiple instruments. If it doesn't, it's not solid, it's not robust. A lot of work to do on M1. It's the only thing. You can do this DOM. They're like Casino Trader on YouTube. I don't know what that is. I've not heard of Casino Trader. This is the DOM. DOM is basically what the banks use to trade. Go and look at a video of a real bank trading desk. You'll see nothing but this, and you'll see maybe a bit of volume profile, and you will see line graphs. You won't see a candlestick in sight. That's what you trade on. That's what you're taught to trade on. When you join a bank, you spend at least 6 weeks, month to 6 weeks, looking at nothing but this. They don't give you anything at all. They give you a DOM and they go, here you go, make me money. Come back when you can hit the button all day long and come out with no loss. Yeah, that's all they give you is a DOM. You get to see volume profile build, you get to see the market moving up and down, you get to see orders execute, you get to see completed orders, pending orders, and that's it. And you get to see order flow, this bit over here. Time and sales. That's it. That's all they give you in a bank. And that's what you have to live on. So you have to get really good at watching that thing go up and down all day long. That's why everybody in futures uses it, because you need to see where the volume is, you need to see where the market's traded, and this is obviously very key. But what the banks teach you to do is read the numbers. Yeah, you get to read the order execution numbers, you get to see things like that here. You'll spot things like that, where there's way more short orders executed than long. Just happens to be today at the point of control. But you'll see others there, 900 orders executed against 650. Yeah, you know, that will tell you that this is sitting somewhere here. So they use this column. They don't see this. But for us, they map this out, which makes it a lot easier just to do what the banks are doing, which is following the order flow and fighting the other banks, basically. If you let your dashboards RSI and ADR opened, if you close your MT4, do you get price? Do you also get price bugs if you open MT4 again? No. Sounds like you got a problem with your MT4 max there. Right, it's 5 o'clock, guys. I've got to go. I've got a class at 5:30. Here we go. Just as I'm about to go, we run out the highs. So that's going to be a 6 contract exit long at $130 odd profit. If it gets out that high. In fact, yeah, I'm going to take because I'm not going to be here. This could well slam through all of this, but I'm not going to be here to trade this. So this high basically is what we're looking for a pop out of, and then there's no volume, there's no volatility, there's just no volume rather, there's just nothing but up fast. There we go. So I'm in 6 long now, looking for a run up to that high. Didn't manage to get out the top though. Orders coming in. Support. How much have I made today? I don't know. Enough. Do you want to know what I've made? Right, let's look at the EA set files, yeah? So ADR reversals made 651. H1 mean reversion made 1,000. H4 mean reversion made 268. H1 hedging made 1,630. Yeah. Hopefully that gives you an idea. But I'm not sharing my exact earnings with you. You might be the tax man. Right. Yeah. So I got to go, guys. I really want to hold this trade, but I can't leave this unattended. So, I was just really hoping in the next minute it's just going to pop out this high and go. But we keep running into a load of sellers. I can't see any buyers coming in the market, so I'm not convinced it's going to get out the top. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick a sell order under the point of control. So I'm either going to lose 150 or I'm going to make 140 odd. So it's either going to rally up into there and get me out at 140, or it's going to hit the point of control and get me out with a loss because I've got to go. So I will leave it there. I'll be in the Telegram group later if you need me. I'll be back in about an hour or so anyway. But that's it for today. So hopefully you've had a good profitable day. Oh, you gits. Now the sellers come in. Look, there we go. It's going to be a loss. So watch these ADRs. All these ADRs looking good. Aussie dollar Swiss is still pushing up to 125. Euro Swiss still pushing up. Holding at the moment though. New Zealand dollar Swiss is pushing up as well. So holding. So very, very big strong push there. Look. One above 80. So going to get a profit take move. Only need a quarter of an ADR, half an ADR, well, half an ADR really out of it. As a mean reversion. Oh, that's a pain, isn't it? Finishing on a loser. Never mind. Right, I'll be back tomorrow. Same time, 7:50 for the Frankfurt session. Then I'll be back for the New York session. Might do a bit more futures. See how we go. Seeing as there's only 57 people in here, people aren't interested in futures by the looks of things. So might stick with Forex. Might do some videos on futures, to be honest. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow morning. Anything you need, let me know. Otherwise, hopefully I'll see you then. Have a good day.